Hi, this is really exciting for me because I have got, sitting on the couch, because I've always wanted to do this, two great friends of mine, but two of the leading actors in our industry, also directors, but also my friends, comrades, and fellow colleagues, and sort of the people I've grown up with in this industry. And that's Lucian and Noma. Welcome to my living room. Do you like it?
I
love it.
Loving the
lights.
Yes,
love that. And I just have to say, 5 years ago, the three of us were in a rehearsal room together.
That was the lovely Bolag Badger's play.
Belong.
Yeah. Belong.
And not only that, you were employing me, Lucy.
That is true. Wow.
Yeah, of course.
That's
right.
right.
Yes.
It was the Royal Court.
It was the Royal Court, but and the theatre.
Yes.
When you were artistic director. So that was a really
yes.
interesting moment because I was directing, but being employed by my lead actor.
Yeah. That's just weird. I forgot about that.
I have also forgotten about that.
So I had to take notes from you whilst giving you notes too. Do you remember that?
But the thing is, though, and this is, talking about networks and friends and comrades, it never felt like that.
No.
And in fact, I'm going to spare her blushes. After, I think it was at the end of the first week of rehearsals, Indhu pulled me aside and she said, listen, I don't want you to be thinking about the artistic director stuff, because I know you've got all that stuff to be thinking about.
Yeah, you've got to be the actor now.
I just be an actor.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I didn't know that, but it's it does take someone with a particular radar and a particular understanding of those pressures to go. It's okay. Once the rehearsal room door closes, you are an actor. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that because I just also again that was just before I started the job at the tricycle, and I just remember that was felt like my last moment of freedom.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Indhu Rubasingham, the artistic director of the Tricycle Theatre.
Anyway.
Now she gets shy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try and ask this question in a different way than probably you've been asked it. So, currently, or most recently, both of you have taken on very iconic roles in the canon of theatre, iconic roles in popular culture. Hermione in Harry Potter, and Salieri in Amadeus. How frustrating is the question of what's it like taking on these iconic roles?
You're always going to compete against people's imagination. Everybody is going to go, oh, I saw a film, or I saw the play, and they'll then list all the great names that have played it before, and they'll talk about F. Murray Abraham and
Paul Scofield
and all of that. And it's inescapable. And the thing is, that on the one hand, absolutely, these are brilliant artists who, in their time and in their space, have done brilliant, iconic work that has been adopted, embraced, and loved by everybody. But on the other hand, I am an actor who is walking into a room, into a space, with my own experiences, with my own craft, with my own madness, whatever.
From this is the popular culture of this character who has been met in books in people's rooms and people's imaginations on their own. Then we got to see the beautiful Emma Watson play Hermione on film, who, for a woman of colour, a child of colour, was going, oh, that's not what I saw, but that's what I've now been given, and she's great, and I'm going to buy that for 8 films. That's what we've got. And then I get to play the grown-up version of this character, which has never been in my ether before, has not been in anyone's ether before, because this is the route that we've taken, and that becomes a different thing altogether. So it's a privilege. I keep saying that, and people know I keep saying that. It's an absolute privilege to play this part, but I cannot do exactly the same thing. You cannot go with where everyone else is going in terms of how. Look, we're talking about colour. We're basically talking about colour. We're just basically talking about colour. But I know that we're talking here as actors and creators and people who love doing what we do.
You know what, Indhu and Noma?
Yes.
Lucian. Just sitting, talking about it, thinking about it. I think that this may be slightly controversial and may sound slightly disrespectful, but it is not meant to be. I think the worst thing that we can ever do as performers is to imagine ourselves to be custodians of work that has gone before, or work that is
Yes.
nothing.
That's dead into creativity.
You're not going to do anything if you're walking in thinking, okay, well, and because I've also had the privilege of playing Iago.
Yes.
Another huge, massive monolith. Boom.
Yeah.
People have got the ideas about this.
Yeah.
The thing is that you when you sit with a piece of work and you're reading it, I'm not thinking, well, so and so and so and so, and oh wow, what did Kenneth Branagh do? I don't care.
All we ever do is go, what would my version of
and
that?
all our
Yeah.
greatest responsibility and joy and passion, the reason why we do it, is because when we've pulled something off the shelf, or when you hear something and think, wow, yes, that's sparked something in me. We can't be burdened with what has gone before or what people will think. We'll never make anything.
We're all of us, you will look at something from your own point of view, from your experience. That is life. That is extraordinary thing. I'm so looking at that.
Okay, I was just wondering who you were
No
looking at.
tune of the audience. Lucian and Indhu aren't here. Listen to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Noma Dumezweni.
Yes. No, because the world is our own perspective.
Yeah.
That's it. It's as simple as that. But
Yeah.
there is a majority of the world who have to look at it not just through my perspective, but your perspective and your perspective and your perspective. But your perspective, I don't think you know what my perspective is. I don't know how to get deeper than that. I can get deeper than that. But it's about prisms. It's about prisms, how we look at things. So all I can do is the work. So when people, going back to your question, is like, yes, people have ideas about it, but it's got nothing to do with what I'm doing in the rehearsal room and the people that I'm playing with and I'm creating this job with, and the people who've chosen me and said, we want you to do this job. Oh my God, that's great. Okay, now let's make theatre.
Just in terms of perspectives, just because you sort of, I was just thinking, Lucian and Noma, and it just suddenly struck me, and it was actually, the Olivier Awards, and with your speech when you received the Olivier, thinking, wow, both of you grew up different lengths of times, but both of you grew up outside this country and then came over at different ages. That's quite an extraordinary journey as artists, and will have inevitably informed your perspectives and your aesthetic. And I mean, it's an extraordinary journey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? From where you grew up or born to being, because you're not just neither of you are jobbing actors. Do you know what I mean? You're high profile, successful.
But we have been jobbing actors.
I know, but let me get to
I'm so a jobbing actor, right?
I'm actually just applauding and kind of going, wow, what an extraordinary journey that crossed continents.
It was the key asset that I have when I consider my professional life in this country.
Just for a bit of background so that the audience know, when did you come? Because you had a successful career in Zimbabwe.
Yes, and I moved to the UK permanently in 2003.
I had no idea that was, I just met an African actor who'd just been in the same productions going, okay, great. And you had this world.
But what's in a way that I'm only really starting to fully appreciate now, I have grown up and been raised and interacted with the world from quite an early age in a world where this is the majority. Where everybody from the pimp to the president to the pauper, everybody looks like this. Now, that doesn't mean that it is, doesn't make it all a happy paradise. Oh no, it's human beings fought with issues. But when I started really, really working here, I realized that, oh wow, for a lot of colleagues and friends, this is all they know. This is a world in which they are being told this is the space that is for you. Whereas for me, it's like, oh no, I can be anything, anyone. It doesn't matter, because I'm looking at doctors, lawyers, presidents.
Yeah, it's different.
Everybody, with their complexities, of course, with it.
No. But I'm sure that's very different from.
It is. We must never underestimate
how the mind is taught to think.
How we colour our world and our ambition.
Yeah.
So in some ways, perhaps, I was able to
You were freer.
push certain doors
Yeah.
and be a bit more, because on the one hand, I was already quite successful.
You were hugely successful. You were like one of the leading actors in
Yes.
the whole country. So, you weren't quite successful.
The gift of an expanded horizon can never be
That is
under-
extraordinary. Yeah, I think that's
whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
not even more than money, even more than class, whatever. The natural talent is to go. Actually, your horizon is not this; it's that.
Yeah.
I had my favorite was being told, like literally, I would say to people, "I want to be an actor." And literally, I kid you not. People would say, "Oh yeah, no, architecture is a really good profession for you."
No, I said actor.
No, architecture is really good. No, I think architecture is really, really good. No, there are lots of like literally being told, no, I'm not.
I'm not even hearing it. I'm not even hearing the word.
No, doctor, teacher, lawyer, actor, doesn't compute.
What's been sort of the most creative environments for you both?
Your room was good. Your room was good.
Besides my room.
This is pretty much what it is like in the rehearsal room amongst us. But the key is, it's not
Except
just
without cameras.
Except without cameras. And these fantastic lights.
Yeah.
These
These
nice
nice sofas. Yeah.
Yeah. There's usually holes coming up.
Why are you sitting over there so
Yeah.
far
I
away?
don't know. Because normally I'd be sitting here as I'm directing. Oh no, she's taking over mine.
Creative freedom. It's safe, baby. It's all good.
It's alright. We'll share our minds with you, babes. Share our minds.
It's all good now.
That is all good. Brilliant.
Yeah. Yes.
To answer your question,
Yes.
Indhu, is that for me, it's the room in which I feel I have the trust of, the director, actually. And, again, I have been blessed and privileged to have worked with people such as yourself. And I say that happily and freely, happily and freely and honestly, because it's the truth.
Yeah.
Because, there are not many who trust an actor to go, you know what, just go with me on this. It may seem like I'm playing the fool or playing whatever, but there's method. I'm looking for something.
Yeah.
The wonderful Paul Hunter. I'm happy to name check Paul Hunter.
I'm jealous I've never worked with him.
Told by an
Yeah.
very early on. And Paul, who I think is a brilliant actor and a brilliant director and a great guy, said to me after we worked together on The Firework Maker's Daughter for quite a long time that he directed. And afterwards, on the last night, I think we were in Manchester. I think we were in Manchester after a very long tour. And we've been in our cups. And he said, you know what? Can I tell you something? Early on in rehearsals, you started doing this. My character had a catchphrase that I made up. And I have to say, when you first did it, I was like, not sure about this. Not sure. But you know what? I was like, okay, he seems, Lucian seems to be quite keen on it, so I'm just gonna let it go. And what can I say, man? You made it work. You absolutely made it. You made it work. And but it only worked because even within that space of doubt, because you're sitting on you're sitting on the other side of the table trying to pull everything together. You're the one who spent months and years and weeks working on it, understanding it, getting design, getting all these things, and then you add this unknown element. And I think the scary, beautiful part is going, I never thought of that. Yeah.
What do you want to do next? What's your next roles do you want to do?
I hate that
Starts
question.
getting
Do you hate it?
Well, only because if I'm not asked it, I daydream a lot about what's possible.
I presume, but maybe presume wrongly, that after doing Hermione, you will want to do something really different, opposite to that.
Would you? No.
Yes. Okay, I'm just checking.
Because you know me the kind of actor that I am.
Because you will want to stretch and change,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't want to be Yeah.
No, that typecasting thing is a weird thing, and it works in some places and it doesn't work.
I
in
guess
other
I'm just sort of saying, is it film? Is it? TV?
I want all of it.
You want all of it.
I want all of it.
So
I want to experience all of it.
In theatre, is it? I mean, you've done it all. I mean, both of you've done. You know, it's not like there isn't many things you haven't done, but oh gosh.
I would.
Cleopatra.
You'd be fantastic at that.
I think I would.
But I would wager that would be quite easy for you.
Yes, same here. Same here. Oh, it's so what?
But isn't it about your Anthony? Isn't it about your director?
Anyway, what were you going to say? You were about to say.
And this is very serious. I'm not because, and I've mentioned it before. I'd really like to play Juliet. And I'll tell you why. Because I think as an actor, me being as I am, the challenge is how do I convince the world? Yeah. How do I convince people for 2 hours that I am a 14-year-old girl in love for the first time? What a fantastic challenge.
So you're getting to the core of what acting is.
That's like, okay, and the thing is, and the thing
I know what you're
really
saying.
like
the
to
thing
see
is,
that.
it's also it's scary.
Yeah.
It's making me go, okay, go on there.
Because all of us actors,
you know.
we always go, but give me a chance to do that part. Musical, you've done musicals, haven't you?
Yeah.
Music, I love a musical. Terrified of it, the idea.
Cleopatra, the music.
Are you saying that Cleopatra would be an easy one for me? There would be no challenge.
Well, put it this way.
It's not far. Like I agree with Lucian. It's like I can imagine you being offered Cleopatra within 12 months. Give us another. Give us stretch.
I like old movies. I like Katharine Hepburn movies and Bette Davis movies and Barbara Stanwyck movies, and because that's a certain time and imagery of women that you didn't see many women of colour. I'm sorry, I have to use that phrase, but it is the phrase that works. Doing those parts. So the closest you got to that was Dorothy Dandridge in Carmen Jones, but that's a musical and that's a different thing. But those kind of tough. Like Hildy and Rosalind Russell and all those amazing kind of, the women were so strong and witty and doing that thing and looking fabulous in their clothes. There's an alacrity to language that was fun to do, or what was fun to watch in all those movies in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 40s, 50s especially, 40s.
What would you cast for us, Lucian?
Ooh, well, okay, now you're putting me on the spot.
Yes, you see.
In a good way.
No. I'm just sort of saying because it's interesting. Because in a way, you're the first. I mean, in an interview, in this kind of situation, it's an easy answer, Cleopatra.
So in terms of, you know that's going to happen. You see, interesting that's the one I go. That's going to happen somewhere.
Nina Simone, but like Nina Simone
without the songs.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I love Mr.
I mean, I do find these questions really hard because actually,
I know.
The point is that someone says, "Would you like to do this?" I'm going. Usually I go, who's in the room? Who's playing?
Yeah.
Oh, Lucian's playing. Jocelyn's playing. You're playing. I want to play.
How about this?
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet.
I'd love that.
Let's do that.
I'd love that. That's it. Sorted.
Let's play Romeo and Juliet.
I'm not dissing what you're saying. I'm not stopping it. But I'm kind of going, the absurdity and the joyousness of being able to have this conversation.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant. 2 years ago, I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. I didn't know if I was going to have my flat. I didn't know those things with raising a child. And so I suppose why I'm saying this for all the actors out there is that if you want to keep doing this, you've got to think the long game. Keep playing with your imagination. Keep playing with those different ideas that are possible. Absolutely. And then when you meet people you want to play with, just play.
And also, you just don't know how things are going to change.
No,
and what's around the corner. In both a good way and
absolutely, absolutely.
The only guarantee really is yourself.
To show up.
So do the work.
It's got to be the work. It's got to be the work.
You realise what it means when you are on the Edinburgh Fringe Festival performing for 2 people.
You've done that too?
Oh yeah. And you're still so thrilled.
That's what it is.
We're doing the show.
Yeah.
We're here and we're doing it. There's 2 people out there. At that moment, who's thinking about,
but that's when you want to do your thing. That's when you want to do your thing.
You lose that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whether you are Harry Potter, whether you're Salieri, whether you're whoever. If you lose that, you're dead. Go do something else. Become an accountant. Go into IT. No disrespect to
Don't be
people
dissing
who are-
accountants. He does this.
I'm not
No.
being disrespectful. Okay? I'm not being
I believe he said
disrespectful.
that.
I'm being honest. I took off my glasses. I'm not being disrespectful.
To IT
just saying.
people and
Okay.
accountants.
How can I not tell
I'm
you?
just saying, okay.
Please
that-
cut that.
No, don't cut it. I'm making a serious point about. Not that, well, I was until you interrupted me.
Yeah, I so
No, I'm
did.
not
Because
disrespecting
you
other people's
realise,
professions.
yes.
I'm just
Okay.
saying that there are. If you want to make money and secure your life, there are far more straightforward ways to do that.
Excuse me.
There are other professions where it's far more.
Yeah,
likely
it's
that
not
you
about
have-
money. Sweet Lord, it's not about money. Yeah. Did you get away with it?
And on that, I'd like to say it's been such a pleasure and a joy to be with my
Indhu, are you
friends.
sure there's nothing else you want to ask? Nothing?
No,
No, are you sure?
yes.
Okay, good. And now it's over to Sonia for the weather.
Oh, baby doll, thank you.